Happy sunny day and welcome to Tesla Sundays from Germany. This soil where we are building the next Gigafactory, and this is how it will look like. And today is Monday and it's a very special day because it's not a Sunday for Tesla Sundays, but however you will enjoy pretty much. So welcome to Tesla Sundays, exceptionally on a Monday. So this is the topics, the blueprint of the whole episode, what we will talk about today. So obviously we will look into the stock, how the stock performed over the last 7 days. Then we will go into more of an analysis of the stock chart and see if there's any trends right now into the stock. Then we will dive into the Gigafactory Berlin, all the newest news that you should know about. Then we will talk about the Q2 earnings, where we will dive into the Q1 earnings and see what I personally look into the Q2 earnings, what will be important, what is to look for. And finally, we will talk about the S&P 500 inclusion because it's more and more safe. This is actually happening, guys. So after we got a brand new all-time high with the stock, which was about 1,761-ish, yeah? This was an absolutely insane ride, guys. Yeah? Do you agree that, if you're just looking into the last 3 months, we gained 120%, guys, okay? And then if you're looking then, just in the last week, we went then down about 20%, 15, right? So as you can see, it seems like the $1,700 mark is, was a temporary high, but seems to be for some people, already too high. And now it bounced back to $1,500, which it stayed for pretty much the end of the week, and we shall see how this develops for the next couple of weeks. I believe it is very important to Tesla what will happen with the Q2, which we will talk about in this vlog, what will happen with battery day, and so on and so forth. So if Tesla continues to deliver, I think a market cap of $350 billion could be possible until maybe towards the next year when everything more and more recovers and we have more and more the economy backing also up these numbers, because otherwise this is going maybe in a bubble theory. But for now, I believe as the tech company that is really going full thrust against all the traditional car manufacturers, I think that's pretty fair. So here we are in the Tesla stock chart, and I kept actually the drawings inside the chart just to show you guys what we have discussed over the last couple of weeks. So as you could see, since March, we clearly was in this kind of channel here, and we broke out to the south of this channel and actually went back in, and then we had this crazy run, and as you can see, we hit those technical marks here on the 7th of the month of this year, and we then went a little bit back and then finally broke out here as well, and then we hit those upper trend line where we bounce back off, hit another trend line here, bounce back off, and are somewhere now in the top part of this whole trend that we are following over the next couple of weeks, I assume. But I think that it will be very hard for Tesla stock now to go even higher in the short term. I believe there must be some kind of very good news, in my personal opinion, what the Tesla stock could do over the next couple of weeks, here August and September. I mean, somewhere here around this kind of here's the top, here's the bottom, and I believe that we could see something here, until we hit 2000 and more in September-ish. Okay, so I believe that this could be possible, and we would trade somewhere between, let's say, 1,300 and 1,700, and then as this trend goes higher, we will reach higher numbers. Obviously, this also depends highly on the overall market, obviously, but I think that this could be possible. We forecasted in another live stream, as you might remember, the 60% up. So we could be right here again, but I believe that many of you are very happy with the outcome of this chart. I mean, it's unbelievable, guys, how this stock went absolutely crazy. And as you can see here, the volume of the sales was actually quite high, almost double that the normal volume that we have on a regular day. So you see also that the sales at $1,700 per share is quite significantly here. But as you can see, with trends in charts, you can have a good picture what can happen to a stock and why. And however, news and development in the company is the most important thing, guys. Okay, I still believe technical analysis could help in you just to understand the basics, the fundamentals, but all in all, it's the company news that will bring a stock outperforming out of the trends, out of any technical analysis. So this is the most important to watch. Gigafactory Berlin. I believe the next big milestone of this growth path for Tesla is absolutely fantastic. I mean, how fast we went, and now currently we are building the first walls of the Gigafactory. And through my research, I could find the first official rendering. And if we are looking into the rendering, then you see I really like the brand new style. It looks a little bit more friendly, with this pool or whatsoever this is in front of the main entrance, and overall style is a little bit of more futuristic, a little bit friendlier than the usual, let's say, kind of square that they are just putting in, so I really like the style. It's normally unusual for Tesla to build something aesthetically, because they are really putting minimalism, and it's something very unusual for Tesla, because Tesla like to have this minimalistic and utilizing way of building things. Nothing is there because it doesn't has a kind of sense for the better productivity for using the product or for capitalizing on this product. And as they are capitalizing on these gigafactories, I think it's very important for them to build them as cheap as possible and as more space efficient. But this nice design obviously is a very, very nice touch, and I think they are very nice and pretty good on the timeline, guys, if we are considering, okay, they are now on the way to finalize the building, and then just a couple of months from now the first Model Ys will roll out of this building. So as you can see here, this is the Tesla website, and I'm on the investor relation page of the Tesla website, and this is the overall section of the website that is interesting for investors. All the Tesla impact reports are here, the Q earnings presentation, the annual shareholder meetings, and so you can see here very much everything what is interesting. And I will open here now the Q1 presentation, which is I just love the new style, how they prepared this. And let's watch together what I will be watching for the Q2 presentation. Okay, as soon as this comes out, I'm very much interested into the following numbers. So first of all, I'm very interested how the cash and cash equivalent will develop over the next couple of months. We know that due to the sales of the Tesla cars and the prepayment from the clients versus the suppliers, because they get the money from the clients when they deliver the car, but get the money to the suppliers when they are 60 days away. So this means that with every sold car, actually this cash flow will increase, which is absolutely outstanding. You know, this is a fantastic outcome. So this is something that I watch very, very closely. And then obviously we will look into the profitability of this company. And it will be important if Tesla can sell the emissions credits again and give us an extra push. And there's people out there that saying, you know, just because of this emissions credits, the company doing well, but you know, all the success is going because they invest heavily in operations and development. Therefore, you know, and then we have here an interesting operations picture, you know, snap of what is important or what was done as highlights into the Q2. So this will be also interesting. And then, you know, I believe that the gross profit margin will be interested, as well as the overall operative margin that Tesla can book for the overall automotive gross margin, you know, which is always super interesting that they can hold this very high gross margin on their cars, you know, which short sellers said this won't be possible for the long term. And you know, Tesla actually increasing this gross margin even higher in the Q1. So let's see, this will be interesting. Then they are saying a little bit about the revenue, profitability and cash, and then we have the operational summary, which is also important to understand, okay, how the supercharger network grow, how the mobility service fleet grow, how the solar was deployed, and so on. So here we have like a bigger, better breakdown as we have of the deliveries and so on. So this will be quite interesting. Then we will have an update on the growth infrastructure, so to say, with Fremont, Shanghai, Berlin, you know, what is in construction, how much of the capacity is there. There will be very important what they will do for the Model 3. I think this will increase with the more productivity that they have. And then you have a little bit about the core technology, you know, obviously software, battery and self-driving, and a little bit other highlights where they show us photos and charts and pictures. So there will be definitely some information about Gigafactory in Germany. You see here that they always make sure to improve their productivity here with a better body system, making less parts as possible, which is fantastic as well. And then we just diving into some financial statements, obviously. So this will be, you know, a very interesting quarter, because it will show us something that how Tesla can thrive. And we know that innovators thrive in these hard times. So I'm not wondered or not so much surprised that they did so well. But how well they really did, we will know on the 22nd of July. This is the date when we will know about Tesla Q2. So the S&P 500 inclusion is something very important for Tesla. Now, not only because they worked so hard for it, but also because it's since the last quarter a little bit, you know, on do they can make it or can they not make it. And through the health crisis and the overall situation for Tesla and the whole world, it was pretty much, you know, almost impossible to say that Tesla can make it. But then came the delivery numbers, and we are now very much forward looking into the numbers. But there's even something more. Though I have read that the S&P 500 committee could make an exception. they could make an exception even when Tesla don't make the criteria that they say, you know, because of the health crisis and everything, Tesla has such a market cap, such a growth, and belongs to the 500 best companies in the whole world. Actually, maybe we need this company into the S&P 500. We need the strengths of Tesla stock into the S&P 500, and therefore they can decide, even though Tesla might not get the criteria, that they will enter the S&P 500. And this will be a whole new level, guys. This will be giving the stock another push, and maybe it will be the push with the earnings, with the battery day, with the shareholder meetings, that we will see a $2,000 Tesla stock.